Hello, this is a message for someone who for a long time was avoiding a situation in their life. And it's like you knew you were eventually going to have to deal with it, but you sort of put it really low on the priority list. So, a long time went by until you actually did anything about it. And by the time you did something about it, the situation had escalated beyond what you ever thought possible. And you were shocked, okay? And if this message is for you, you are going through like a self-judgment moment where you're starting to realize the error of your ways because you feel like this situation has gotten out of hand and now there's nothing you can do about it. So now you feel powerless, and now you feel like it's really like it's reached proportions that you never foresaw, and you don't even know what you could do about it anymore, but you're coming up with a lot of things you could have done time ago. So if this message is for you, you're coming up with all kinds of solutions and efforts that could have made this better or avoided it altogether, but they're all things you should have done like a long time ago. I'm talking maybe like years. So it's like you left this in the back burner too long, and now you're having a really hard time accepting that that's what you did. So if this message is for you, you may be a person that doesn't typically feel like they make a lot of mistakes, okay? So maybe you're a person that you're generally pretty self-assured in your decisions and you don't feel like you make a lot of mistakes, but you're feeling like you made a really big mistake. And the more you think about it, the more you feel like there are a series of mistakes, okay? Like you're starting to see, oh, this is almost like a combination of mistakes that could have all been avoided if I had acted in a timely manner. I knew exactly what to do here. This was very salvageable. This was very avoidable. So this is being really hard for you to accept because you're the kind of person where you take these things personally. Okay, like if you made a mistake and you lost out on something that you feel you could have benefited from, you'll take it as like a really personal loss, okay? Because you care a lot. I'm getting you care a lot about making the most of every opportunity thrown your way or something like that. So to think you missed out on something really huge like this, it's like it really bothers you beyond this. It makes you question all of your instincts, makes you question your judgment, makes you question like your MO, the way you go about things. You are starting to feel like, wow, maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing as much as I thought. And you know what? I mean, as much of a bitchy thing to say it is, what the message I'm getting is this is exactly why this is happening to you, is to sort of give you an ego check that you, in fact, are not as on top of things as you thought you were. And yet you are not making the right judgments as of lately. And by lately, it might be years, yeah? So you become a person maybe that judges the book by its cover, that doesn't, this is why I keep having these super rosy cheeks in these videos, is because I scratch, which I don't know, it's weird when I'm getting downloads like this for collective messages. I don't think it happens with other downloads, but I often will like feel itchy cheeks, and then I do this, and then I look like a freaking, I don't know, gnome or fairy or something. Like sometimes it's really over the top pink because I have such sensitive skin, and I'm like, do people think I put blush on all wrong? Because I don't really put on makeup for most of the videos, because I mean, I like makeup, but occasionally I actually don't like it on my face. I feel like my face looks better without makeup, or feels better without makeup, but I like it for the creative thing and the sexy eyeliner or whatever once in a while. But I'm often like Jeez, it looks like I did some kind of little girl style blush. Like, didn't do it right, but really it's just I get itchy cheeks when I'm getting downloads. So anyway, moving on. The reason this is happening to you is to give you a sort of reality check that you are in fact judging things on the wrong basis, and so you're missing out on a lot of maybe good things because your judgments are off, and you are being a bit like careless or something, overly confident that you know what's valuable and what's not, and you're making, so you've been for a few years now making some bad judgments. So this is why this is happening to you, and it's, you know, it's stinging, it's hurting, so you remember the lesson. Okay, that's why it's stinging so much, is so you remember the lesson to not do this again. Okay, because yeah, what I'm getting is this was some kind of important train you were supposed to jump on, and it passed. Okay, it could be like, you know, I remember when Netflix first was a thing with the DVDs or whatever, and, you know, I was really young, and I told my dad, you need to go in on this big, you need to put in a lot of money into this. And he laughed at me, and he didn't do it. And the amount of times that has come up ever since, oh my God, if he would have listened and put some money on Netflix when La Niña said it, you know. So it's maybe something like that, where you feel like, oh my God, I should have known better. I should have done my due diligence, or I should have looked deeper into this, or not be so dismissive, something like that. You feel like this was also something you could have taken action on sooner, where it was still salvageable. So say you could have invested in Netflix before they became an app, or right when they became an app. There were several key moments that we all could have gotten in on Netflix, right? So is that kind of thing. So I hope this was a helpful message.